A show that tackles the big issues affecting the BVI and the rest of the Caribbean. Searches for answers to today's big questions and gives viewers a unique perspective on developing stories. Follow the big story with me, Kathy Richards, only on JTV. This show is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Ramney Tertola Pier Park, NV Salon Spa Nail and Barbershop, the Wellness Center, Medical and Behavioral Health Clinics, Ticely Cross Deliciously Smooth Cider, HOV Medical, and Digicel. Sign up for Digicel Plus Home Light Bundles, faster internet, movies, and sports. This is The Big Story. I'm Kathy Richards. I want to thank you so much for joining us for this edition. It's Diabetes Month here in the Virgin Islands, and again we're turning attention to asking us to do what it takes to take care of our health. To talk with us about that is the president of the BVI Diabetes Association, Dr. Charlotte Lewis, my doctor.
The pressure, the on-screen pressure right now. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having us and, allowing us in your space to raise awareness about what we're doing this month.
Oh yes, we need to. We need to keep that message out there. We need to keep advocating. Ever so often in conversations with some people, they say, something got carry you.
No.
But while you know that you have to go, you want to live the best life you can while you're here.
Yes.
And that's why the focus on these conditions that are around us.
The thing is with these chronic diseases, remember, they don't just take you one time. So there's usually a very long process of a lot of suffering, and a lot of that can be mitigated by just, trying to do a little bit better for your health. So that's why we're here. We're here to advise you, and we're here to encourage you to, be part of what we're doing.
Is the prevalence growing?
Honestly, we do not have statistics for the BVI over in the wide world, and yes, they're definitely growing. Over the past maybe 10 years, we've seen the incidence go from 1 in 10 to 1 in 11 to 1 in 10 people. So you have a smaller window where you're going to have at least one diabetic in that group of people. So there's definitely a growth worldwide. In the BVI, we don't have statistics, and that's one of the things that we're going to partner with other entities like the Ministry of Health, the BVI Health Services Authority, and NHI to be able to gather statistics so that we can get exact numbers to know what we're dealing with. We have an idea. We have 35,000 people in the BVI, and on worldwide average, it's about 10% of persons would be expected to have diabetes. So we could expect maybe about 3,500 people on island would have diabetes.
Are they growing trends?
There are growing trends. Even in the Caribbean, we can see the risk factors, increasing. One of them definitely being obesity, which is, for lack of a better way of saying, it's a big problem in our society. So we do expect that it's going to be, if the numbers are not on par with international numbers, we can actually expect that maybe we have even higher, a higher rate here in the BVI.
More mitigating factors are available now?
More mitigating factors are available. We definitely have to look at our lifestyle, and that's one of the things that we really try to promote in the Diabetes Association, like living a healthier lifestyle. And that's why we have our activities are usually around helping persons to try to get an idea of what those would be. So that's why we encourage people, look at what we're doing, come out and join us so that you can be part of the solution and stop being part of the problem.
Would you agree with me that, it's becoming more and more challenging for persons to lead those healthy lifestyles, looking at the economic situation that we're facing, even the crimes and stuff that are prevalent are really deterrents.
Yes.
Because before now, we used to see so many people out on the streets, walking, running, jogging, and that number has been significantly decreased. When you talk with persons, they're too scared to be out on the streets. This is true.
So I say I probably had started seeing a bit more people being out early in the morning over the past couple of years. I would say Irma was had a huge impact in terms of like people being out on the road and exercising. But I have started seeing people pick back up on it. As you talk about life, life is becoming a lot harder economically, and people are choosing to spend that time working and grinding basically for that dollar rather than taking care of their health. And then what happens now is that when they get to a certain age, instead of being able to enjoy the fruits of their labor, they're then suffering with chronic diseases. So many things that we're doing, like I said, this is why we recognize these are the problems, and so many things that we're doing throughout this month. First and foremost, on Sunday, we are asking persons to come out and fellowship with us because we're having church service at the Eastern Methodist Church. And then after that, we're having a luncheon at Loose Mongoose. But, we try to make as many healthy choices as possible because we know that's a problem here too. But to show you that there are healthy options available, you just really have to be more mindful of it. And so we encourage persons to definitely come out this weekend and join us for fellowship. And because social support is so important, and then join us for a healthy meal after.
Okay, when we talk about healthy meals, some people would say, to get a healthy diet, it's so expensive.
Right.
But one of the trending things that we're hearing now is that you can eat whatever is there, but in moderation.
And that's the thing that we do not do. So actually, up to today, I was listening to a podcast talking about the scarcity mindset. We still very much have a scarcity mindset where we feel we have to grab up as much as we can because we don't know when it's going to come again. And we need to get out of that. We need to recognize that, we are in a position to make better choices. We are in a position to make better, not only choices, but to limit how much we eat because it's going to come again. It's really, really hard in the Caribbean to absolutely starve the way we used to see before. So we have to recognize that the food is available, and that's one of the problems. It's now so readily available, and we just feel like we still need to grab it up and take advantage.
Okay. And some of the things that we can do are so simple. Let's say we prepare meals at home to take to work.
Yes.
If you're accustomed to this size bowl, you know that you could carry down a bowl this size.
Exactly.
Reduce the bowl size
Exactly.
a little bit. And you see, you still feel full,
Yeah.
and you make it through the day.
So even for persons who don't cook because either, I cooking for myself and it is a waste of time or whatever, even when you choose where you buy your food from, look at the options that they have available. Make the choice. Like actually, you know what? Buy the vegetables. Buy the vegetables and then maybe split the portions. What I would advise is maybe buy like your meats in bulk, buy your your side dishes in bulk. And then when you go home, you actually portion them out, as you say, to carry them in a smaller container. So you generally eating less. That alone makes a huge difference in your intake.
Okay, we could go on and talk about this, but we want to shed some light on all the things that the BVI Diabetes Association is doing this month. So apart from church service and we luncheon at Loose Mongoose.
Right, healthy, delicious lunch.
Right. And a great environment.
Yes.
Great environment.
All of that we took into consideration. And we're doing this too because we're really trying to get persons in the East End area interested in revamping the East End branch because we want to have that representation. So we're really hoping that East End comes out in their full force. We're hoping to see Honorable Marlon Penn out with us this weekend as well. So I'm inviting the East End folks to come out and join us this weekend.
Okay, and what else is happening?
On the 11th of November, we're actually going to have our annual Elton George's Run Walk. And this is where, as you said, persons are finding it difficult to get out to exercise, to get out to do some walking. Come join us. We're going to start from the Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pear Park. It's going to be to the Ebenezer Thomas School in Seacoast Bay and then back. Yes, okay. I know it sounds like a long walk, but we can do this. And when you're out on the road and other people passing you, hey, good morning, it makes it so much easier. So come out and join us. And that registration is $25. That's going to get you a t-shirt, which you can use again. And it's going to get you a nice, light, healthy breakfast back at the Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pear Park when we're done.
Awesome. And the other thing that you can do as well, even if, you don't want to do it alone, you say you're going to be alone out there. Yeah. Grab a group of friends.
Yes, please. Let's go. And really encourage people to do that. You'll be surprised
to see how that distance reduces. I did that.
Yes, exactly. And speaking of partnerships, we really want to thank our partners at this time. We want to thank Right Way Supermarkets because they're sponsoring the breakfast for us on the walk. And we really want to thank Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pear Park for hosting us. They're hosting us for the walk, and they're also going to be hosting us on the 14th, which is the next event that we're having. We're going to do a human circle.
Kathy. I was looking at it was last year's or the year before? Last year.
Yeah. Kathy was our photographer last year. So what it is, the same blue shirt that you have from the walk, we want you to come out, wear your blue again. See, we're always in blue. Kathy is in blue.
This is just coincidence today.
We want you to come out in your blue, and you're going to form a circle. We just need this circle to be photographed, and we're actually entering our circle to be posted on the International Diabetes Federation page so that we can represent the BVI.
Awesome. And that was fun, though, you know. It's not just forming a circle. It was so much fun.
Again, fellowship and camaraderie. Yep, that's what we need.
Any health fair this year?
We are definitely going to be having some pop-ups. So actually this Friday we're going to be out at Bobby's supermarket. So come and get your screenings done. I know people are very afraid, like, oh, I don't want to know. Knowing is half the battle. I'll coin the phrase. Because if you know something, then you can do something about it before it does something to you. So people say, well, I feel fine. And I often tell people, I really don't often like talking about the signs of diabetes, because by the time you have signs, it's been a long time. So you definitely want to catch it, nip it in the bud. So we go out into our community. We do free screening. If you want to give us a donation, we will not say no, because it's going towards a good cause. But we do our screenings for free. You can come and get your blood sugar, your blood pressure, and even your cholesterol checked if need be. And we're going to be out at Bobby's supermarket this weekend. We're going to be at the Senior Center in West End on the 15th. And we're going to have some other pop-ups here and there. Can't quite remember all the places right now, but those two I definitely remember and know about.
Okay, anything else?
Rosie's going to knock my head off for that.
Oh, no. There are advertisements there. This is the human mind we're dealing with, so
exactly.
Rosie, please.
We definitely have our information out. We have our calendar of events coming on our social pages. It's on Facebook, it's on Instagram. We're definitely sharing them on ourselves. So if you see it, please share it, get persons involved. So those are some of the screening events that we have. But we have couple more events, but and then one final culminative grand soiree that we want to talk about.
Tell me about that.
Okay, so on the 17th, we want Sneaker Day. Again, we're encouraging persons to be active. So we're asking that persons wear their sneakers to work and they take pictures. We had persons who sent us like Soul Train lineups of persons showing off their sneakers at work.
Nice.
It was awesome. So we want to see that again. Wear your sneakers on the 17th. That's a Friday. You know, dress down Friday. Wear your sneakers, take your pictures, post it, send it to us, tag us on social media. We want to see us getting more active and involved.
But you know what? You know what would be beautiful about that? Rather than dressing down, dress up on Friday, but with the sneakers.
Oh, you see, this is why we need, to pull persons in, to give us ideas. So yeah, like do your thing, take your pictures, tag us on social media, let us see that we're all involved in this thing. On the 24th. Now, guys, this is going to be the last Friday in the month. We want everybody to dress in your blue. If it's the blue that you have, Kathy is wearing her lovely blue jacket.
Her pants too blue on the jacket.
She just was in it this morning. So she's going to be ready for the 24th. It's our Paint the Town Blue. Okay? And we want you to dress up in your blue. Again, take your pictures, tag us on social media. But let's see blue like the Caribbean Ocean blue. Let's just...
And the sky.
Yes. Let's be our Caribbean selves. And we're going to wear blue on the 24th. And that's all of our, awareness events that we have in. But on the 25th, can we talk about the 25th?
Oh, yes.
On the 25th, we're having Entertainment with a Twist being hosted by Governor John Rankin and his partner Tara Curtis. Tara is actually our patron of the BVI Diabetes Association. So they're graciously hosting this event for us. It's going to be an evening of entertainment, an evening of auctions. We have quite a few lovely little prizes available. And that one is really going to be a nice little, get-together soiree. We're gonna rub shoulders with each other and really enjoy the company of each other at the Government House on the 25th of November. That one is $75 a ticket. And remember, that one is one of our major fundraising event, so we really want persons to come out, support, enjoy yourself, have a good evening with us. Come and see the things that we have for auction, but at least come and just be out with us and really try socialize, get an idea of like who we are, and then talk to us about what we do.
And that's going to be at Government House.
That's going to be at Government House.
Awesome.
Yes.
And I hope you guys raise so much, the most that you could ever raise
Yeah.
at that event, because we know all this money that you raise goes right back
Yeah.
to the organization for the community.
We have
It's
we have so much work to do, and you know it's a wonderful group of volunteers. As we mentioned, Rosie, who is the backbone of the association right now. To be honest, you know, we have Mrs. Jean Vance, who is our past president and advisor. We have Astrid. Astrid, I cannot pronounce Astrid's last name, but Astrid is such a tour de force when it comes to these, you know, to our organization. We have Mrs. Zandra Adamson, our fundraising officer. She is great at what she does. We're going to keep you doing what you're doing. We have Harriet Cameron in the West End branch, actually.
Okay.
She's our chairperson in West End, and West End is doing a fantastic job. So if you live in the West, reach out to Harriet, reach out to the committee there, join us in what we're doing. Our treasurer is Rochelle Smith. Does a great job. Thank you for keeping us on the up and up, Rochelle, so that we don't get in trouble in the future. And of course, our PRO, Mr. Timothy Barker, he's the person who is really manning our social media, making sure you guys know what we're doing.
Awesome. So as we wrap up this is a full month, and I know it's going to be a great success.
Yeah.
Starting off this Sunday with the church service in East End. East End people, we know you are church people. Come out in your numbers, and then let's go to Loose Mongoose for lunch. A great environment, and it's a Sunday, and that's a great day chosen to just relax, have good food. There's a spa right there, and all of that.
We're going to start the month off right, girl.
Really,
We're going to start it off
good.
right.
So as we close off, quickly, one thing we did not talk about is providing care and support for those persons who are already living with the condition.
Well, this is the thing. Again, this is why we need people to know who we are, what we do. We're located on Main Street in the Yana Downing building. It's right next to the Roger Downing architectural firm, right where, and in between them and where Lady Sarah's is. And what we do a lot of counseling, we do a lot of education. We do free testing at the center. We also give testing supplies. If persons are financially challenged, we can give them for free. However, we do have them on sale for a lower than market price most very often. And we do, as I said, counseling. So we've had cases where persons have been diagnosed with diabetes, but they really haven't had the time to sit down with their healthcare provider to discuss proper diet, how to actually use the medication, and some of the other measures that they can put in place to try to, reduce the long-term outcome from the diabetes. And so that's where our counselor Rosie really becomes important, and she can sit down and do that counseling and education with persons. We're also trying to send persons out into the community. The Rotary Club on Friday is having a health fair at the Enos Adams School, and we're actually having one of our members, Mrs. Mia Forbes Watley. She's going to be out doing education session for the kids. So we really do try to provide that kind of support, and we really need your support for us to be able to do our job effectively.
Yeah, that's a Rotary Club of Road Town.
Yes.
They just reminded me that I need to see you there. But it also lends me to the last point that I want us to close off on, is that gone are the days when diabetes was seen as an old people thing.
Yep. Yeah. We have type 1 diabetics, which are children with diabetes that grow up to be adults. But we're seeing so many people now at a younger and younger age, just because of the way our lifestyle just affects and makes our health practices more risky. And so we're definitely seeing diabetes at a much earlier age. And we really need to stop this stigma that's an old people thing. I am seeing people in their 20s and 30s in my practice with type 2 diabetes, not the type 1 childhood diabetes, type 2 diabetes. And it's really because we have it in our genes. So you would know granny and somebody had it before, so that makes you more at risk. And because we're eating very differently, our lifestyles are so different now, we're seeing it at an earlier age. So we really need to take control from as soon as possible, from childhood, early adulthood, before we get to the long-term problems as we get older.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Sharon Lewis, for sharing this with us. A lot of education just took place there while we advertise what is going to be happening throughout the month of observations of diabetes.
That is what
but
we
I want you
do.
to remember, while you are alive, you want to make sure that you live healthy as possible, be free from any diseases or conditions that would not lend to you being happy and living jolly. So let's take care of our health, Pay close attention to the signs and symptoms of diabetes. Pay close attention to following up daily or as often as is warranted with your physician. There sits mine, and the first thing she asked me, how are you doing, Kathy?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Lois, and thank
You're
you
welcome.
for joining us for this edition of The Big Story. I'm Kathy Richards.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Everyone looks to the future, but no one truly knows what the future holds.
The number of people under the age of 20 with type 2 diabetes could increase by 49% by 2050. Let it be known that we all have a 30% chance of developing hypertension.
Globally, more than 300 million people of all ages suffer from depression.
More than 60,000 young adults aged 20 to 39 are diagnosed with cancer each year. Obesity leads to problems such as stroke, heart disease, and kidney failure.
No matter your race, age, or color, we are all at risk.
These diseases can be managed or prevented if caught early.
But with the right medicine and the right doctors to keep us on a path to live a robust and healthy life.
We will live well.
Plug into Digicel Plus and get even more entertainment with Disney Plus included. The best of Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic all in one place. Whenever you want, plug into Plus to enjoy Disney Plus and much more with a home fiber bundle. Sign up today. Digicel Plus.